So you're thinking of moving to Phoenix, Arizona, but maybe you're on the fence because you've heard the market is absolutely crazy, or at least that's what your cousin tells you, and he's a real estate expert, right? Yes, the market has been very competitive over the past couple of years, and even though the market is starting to shift right now, it's still very competitive and is moving quickly. We're going to be talking about what is happening in the overall market here in Phoenix right now. Are things going to calm down? Should you wait it out and maybe wait to buy until you might be able to get a better price down the road? Or are rising interest rates and rising home prices the reason that maybe you should go ahead and buy and stop waiting? We're going to go over all of that, take a look at all this information so you can have all the info that you need to make a decision that's going to be the best fit and right move for you. We have a lot to cover, so let's go ahead and do this. So what's happening right now? We are now into the summer months. Now, traditionally the summer months are sometimes a little bit slower in a quote unquote normal market, but with how competitive things have been over the past couple of years, and now with all the freedom people have to work remotely, that looks very, very different. Now, summer can still be a little bit competitive, and there are still people making a lot of moves right now because they're trying to transition because the school year just ended and they want to maybe make a move before the school year starts. If they have kids, or maybe their job, they're transitioning with a job, or they just got the okay to go fully remote, or you finally decided that with everything going on in the market, with all the rates going up, with home prices continuing to go up, now is just the time to make a move. So summer, even though traditionally it's a little bit slower, it still has been pretty competitive here in the Phoenix market. So when it comes to making a plan and deciding how we're going to help you win a home here, it's going to depend a lot on you, your situation, what you are willing and able to do, and how competitive and aggressive you want to be with your offer. We have to take it on a case-by-case basis of not only you and what your situation is, but also the houses that we're looking at. Each house has a different situation. Those sellers have a different situation. And so we're taking all of that into consideration when trying to find you the right place. I've helped clients secure homes at $15,000 under the asking price. I've helped them secure homes at the asking price, or $15,000 over, or $20,000, or $50,000. The highest has even been $95,000 over the list price. But ultimately, it's going to come down to you, your situation, and what you want to do and what you're comfortable with doing in order to get that house. So I'm just going to share my screen with you, and we're going to go through a couple little articles just so you can understand what is happening in the Phoenix market, the economy, the market, what is going on, so you have some information to know what you want to do moving forward. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about the market, what's happening, we've done videos in the past couple of weeks about, is there a housing bubble? Is it going to burst? Is the market going to crash? Should you wait to buy a home? Should you go ahead and buy now? If you want to know a little bit more about the factors, the market, what is going on, feel free to check out those videos as well. But for now, let's go ahead and jump right in. So this first article we're going to look at is talking about the economy right now. So that plays a huge role into what is happening in the market. But the economy continues to be very strong in the Phoenix area. So it's talking about a couple of different things. So the job market continues to be very, very strong in Arizona. A lot of places were a little bit more restrictive with the pandemic and everything. Arizona was not that strict. Now, there were some rules and regulations, a little bit of a lockdown in the beginning, but we have been open with a little bit looser restrictions for a very long time. And so that's really translated to a lot of the businesses and economy recovering fairly quickly here in Arizona. So it's very, very positive for the outlook for the strong job growth going into 2022 and even into 2023. There continue to be a lot of businesses that are stationed here, but also businesses moving here. It's very business friendly and tax friendly here in Arizona, especially compared to some other states. So for that reason, a lot of businesses are continuing to move here, which helps the economy, but also brings a lot more people who are going to be moving here for those jobs. And so that's continuing to grow. Now, a couple different things in addition to the job growth, we're also seeing much lower unemployment. So it fell from 6.8 to 4.1 unemployment, which is actually a very low rate. It's the lowest it's been since December 2007. So unemployment is very, very low. The job market is very, very low. But we've also seen shifts in the employment across different industries and occupation, and there's been continued growth in the employment compensation here in Arizona. So wages are going up, people are getting paid more, which is great because with inflation and cost of living and everything that's been going on, you're going to want those higher wages. Now, if we're looking over here, we're talking about businesses, a lot going on, a lot of growth and development. Like we said, because of the pandemic, Phoenix is a little bit I don't want to say laid back, but a little bit looser. And so businesses were able to continue functioning fairly well over the past couple of years and continue to bounce back and grow. And for the most part, everything has been fully opened here for quite a while. A lot of people thought because of the pandemic that commercial buildings, commercial growth was really going to either be kind of more stagnant or just go away altogether. But here in Phoenix, it's continuing to boom. So let's jump into this other article. So there's actually, this just is kind of an example of what's happening. But there's a developer looking to build a huge mixed use project in this historic area of Phoenix. And so they're actually going to be doing a huge ground level commercial space of 29,000 square feet. It's going to be a 29-story multifamily building. So it's going to be some residential, but also some commercial as well. Ultimately, it's going to be 1 million square feet with residential and retail combined. So there is still a ton of growth and building happening here in the commercial space. So we are really seeing kind of that resurgence of commercial building here in Phoenix because it is very business and tax friendly. And so a lot of businesses are coming here. But since the pandemic, there has just been this huge surge of, I feel like, entrepreneurialness. You know what I'm saying. And so it is really cool to see how Arizona is a very small business friendly state. There's lots of different grants that you can apply for, lots of different programs to kind of get your business up and running for those different small businesses. And there's been a huge boom in small businesses here all over the Phoenix area. So whether you're doing that from home or a residential small space that you're looking to rent out, commercial is definitely booming here in Phoenix. All right, so we talked a lot about commercial. Now let's look at residential and what's happening in the residential market. So it is a very strong competitive market, not only with sales and buying homes, but also with rentals. There's a huge demand for rentals right now. So let's take a look at this next article. There's a $500 million residential industrial project that's planned for the historic area in West Valley. So it's actually going to be going into Peoria. So Peoria is part of what we call kind of the West Valley here in Phoenix, Arizona. And there is a $500 million mixed use project that's going to be going in over there. So it is going to be called Peoria Place, and it's going to be a mix of apartments and housing, anywhere from 1 to 4 bedroom options. So some rental and some buy. There's a huge project that is one of the main big projects going in that West Valley that is planned for the next couple of years. If we take a look at this other article, okay, sorry, awkward loading music. Just, play the Jeopardy theme song in your head as we're waiting for it to load. There we go. Okay. All right. And then Taylor Morrison is actually partnering with someone here to do a $850 million joint venture to do these build to rents. And so there's actually a Mesa-based company here. It's called Christopher Todd Communities. Now, they do solely rental communities, but they're homes. So it's homes that you would ordinarily think like, oh, you could just buy a home, but they're only for rent. So if you want that experience of living in a home, having a garage, a backyard, the whole 9 yards and everything, but you don't want to buy, that is starting to be a huge trend here in Phoenix, is these massive communities going in of rental homes. And so you're going to see that start to pick up a lot. So that will start to compete now. If you're wanting to be an investor, buy up homes here and be a landlord and rent out those homes, you're going to have to start to compete with these that are going to be built in the next few years moving forward. But like I said, both the rental market and the buying market are in very high demand. If you want to know a little bit more about building and how much we're actually building and growing, let's take a look at this chart. So this is just residential building, but these are the permits for residential building all throughout the greater Phoenix area. So this is kind of the main Phoenix hub, Phoenix Metro right here. And then you've got all these surrounding areas all around it. Now you can kind of continue to grow and expand in everything because we're not, waterlocked, sadly, no beaches here, but you can continue to grow and build far out. And so you'll see there is tons going on right now. So green is everything that's been approved and is currently being built, and orange is everything that's in review. So those are all the potential builds that are going to be happening in the next few years. You can see kind of in these more what used to be rural areas, but over in the East Valley here, Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler, they're going to be doing a ton. Fountain Hills and Scottsdale are going to be doing a lot of building. Carefree and Cave Creek way up here north, lots of building, but also all the way out like Peoria, Surprise, past Buckeye even. So all these places that used to be rural are really seeing a huge boom. This is where a lot of the businesses are going in. They can build huge warehouses, huge businesses, big call centers and stuff like that. There's tons of land and space available. And so you're going to see these rural areas really start to grow and boom. Right now, you can have your money go a lot farther in these areas outside. If you're willing to live a little further outside the Phoenix metro area, your money can go a lot farther. You can get a lot more house and a lot more land for it, but it is continuing to really grow and explode and boom. So as we're talking about kind of buying versus renting, I'm working with a couple of clients who a year ago said, hang on, we don't want to buy it. We want to wait it out and kind of see what happens. We think we can get a better deal if we wait. Now that was a year ago. And now what has happened in this last year is home prices has continued to go up, but also interest rates have continued to go up. And so their buying power has really been decreased. When interest rates go up for a mortgage, the amount of home you can buy and your buying power goes down. So originally we were looking at $650,000 for their budget, but because rental rates have gone up, we're now looking more around the $500,000 to $50,000 budget range, but also home values have continued to go up. So the homes that they can afford right now are very different, and there's a lot less than they could have done if they had just bought a year ago. So they are regretting it a little bit. Now, this is not to convince you to go ahead and buy if it's not the right time for you. This is not to strong arm you or scare you or anything like that. I just want to make sure you guys have all the information that you feel you need to make a decision and decide whether or not buying right now is going to be the right move for you and your family. Now, also kind of keep in mind, a lot of the people that we help move are just looking for the home that's right for them right now. They're not necessarily looking for their forever home. They're just looking for a home that's going to be the right fit and help them make that initial transition here to the Phoenix area. You can worry about the forever home later and accomplish that goal in a little bit. So if you go ahead and decide to move in a year or two, the market will either have gone up or gone down. That's what markets do. They go up, they go down, or they stay the same. So if the market has gone up, you have a lot more equity, a lot more appreciation, and you've kind of gotten to know the area in the past couple of years as well. That you've been living in that home. So now you know exactly where you want to be. You may have found your dream home. And with the market having gone up and all that additional equity and appreciation that you have in your home, you can then scale up and move on to your dream home. If the market has stayed the same, maybe you had a little bit of appreciation built into your home when you initially bought it. So you can decide, there are a lot of different ways. If rates are maybe lower than when you first bought it, you can go ahead and refinance. You can maybe do a HELOC or something like that, or even determine if you want to go ahead and either scale up to the dream home. There may be some new programs or different rates that will allow you to do that, or decide that you want to go ahead and hang on and kind of see what the market does in the next couple of years. Now, if the market has gone down in those couple of years since you bought, ideally, you will not have lost a ton of value in your home. Phoenix is a very, very strong market. We have 300 people moving here a day right now, and it's going to continue to grow. So it's unlikely that you will lose a lot of value in your home, but it can happen. So if the market decides to shift down for some reason, if that does happen and you lose a little bit of value in your home, then you can just wait and ride it out. Typically, the markets will correct in a year or two after they initially go down, and your home value will continue to go back up and get to the point of at least where you were, or if not even more, and then you can work on working towards that dream home. It's that whole kind of mentality. I don't know if you've heard the saying, but don't wait to buy real estate, buy real estate and wait. Buy that real estate, wait for it to appreciate in value, and then you have all those flexibilities and options to either scale up to the dream home, or just have that flexibility with those funds and cash to kind of do whatever you want. Maybe it's remodeling the home to make it your dream home, adding on an addition, something like that. So we are expecting the market here in Phoenix to stay strong with everything that is going on with the economy, with the boom in businesses, with a very strong job market, rising incomes, rising job market, everything going on, plus a huge amount of people moving here, and renters who have been on the fence waiting to buy for a while and wanting to finally make a move now that it's the market has shifted a little bit and given buyers a little bit more power. So it's about finding the right home for right now, and the dream home can come later. So if you want to go ahead and reach out, we'd love to help you kind of put together a plan and create a strategy for you to help you make that move out here and find the right home for right now for you and your family, so you can make that smooth move. I'd love to know kind of what you think. How does all this information help you decide one way or the other? Hopefully I answered some questions. If not, feel free to check out those other videos if you still have some questions, or let me know in the comments. I'd love to be able to give you any more information or answer any questions that you have about the market right now in Phoenix. And if you want to reach out or hop on a call or do a quick Zoom chat with us, we'd love to help you either decide if now is the right move or maybe not the right move, or just help you make a game plan for when you are ready to make that move here to Phoenix, Arizona. Like I said, we're always here, happy to help. We'd love to connect. And until next time, we'll see you soon.